Good evening and welcome to Dreamy Academy. As the world outside quiets, we gather here to explore the universe's most intricate designs, not with urgency but with the gentle patience of stargazers watching the slow unfurling of cosmic light. As we begin, I'd love to know where you're watching from tonight. Your city, your country, perhaps even what the night sky looks like outside your window. If you find peace and fascination in these quiet explorations of science, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. It truly helps this little corner of quiet curiosity grow, allowing more gentle minds to drift into these realms of wonder. To those already subscribed, thank you sincerely for being part of this slow and thoughtful adventure. Your presence here is a quiet comfort, like the steady pulse of a distant star. Tonight, we turn our gaze inward, not to the vastness of space, but to the breathtaking complexity of the human form. Consider for a moment the beautiful paradox of your own existence. Right now, as you listen, your body is a symphony of invisible processes, a universe of atoms and energy, silently performing miracles of transformation and sustenance. Every breath you take draws in molecules of air that have travelled through ancient forests across vast oceans, perhaps even through the lungs of creatures that roamed the earth millions of years ago. The very carbon in your cells was forged in the heart of a dying star, billions of years before our sun even existed. You are quite literally made of stardust, animated by a spark we call life, and organised with an elegance that defies easy comprehension. This is not a lecture in the traditional sense, but a guided journey. We will drift through the intricate museum of human anatomy, illuminated by the twilight of our quiet contemplation. We will not rush, but rather pause at each exhibit, allowing its beauty and depth to wash over us, letting understanding settle like dew on a quiet leaf. For in the quiet hours, when the world slows its insistent pace, the most profound truths often reveal themselves, not with a shout, but with a whisper. And what could be more profoundly beautiful than the living architecture that allows us to perceive, to think, to feel, and to wonder? This intricate self, this vessel of consciousness, is a testament to billions of years of cosmic and evolutionary artistry, deserving of our most patient and reverent attention. Let's begin by considering the most fundamental truth of all, that you, in your entirety, are an astonishing arrangement of matter. Picture, if you will, the very smallest components of this arrangement, the atoms. They are the alphabet of existence, the fundamental particles that combine in myriad ways to form everything we perceive. Your body, a marvel of biological engineering, is composed of trillions upon trillions of these tiny buzzing entities. Each atom is mostly empty space, a vast silent void between a dense, minuscule nucleus and the swirling probability clouds of electrons. The nucleus, a tightly packed cluster of protons and neutrons, accounts for nearly all of the atom's mass, yet occupies only an infinitesimally small fraction of its volume. Imagine a pea in the middle of a football stadium, and you begin to approach the scale. The electrons, those elusive dancers, do not orbit in neat planetary paths, but rather exist as fuzzy clouds of probability, their exact location unknowable, their presence defined by the sheer likelihood of finding them within a certain region. This isn't just a scientific detail, it's a poetic truth. Your very substance is a dance of emptiness and energy, a shimmering, mostly void structure held together by invisible forces. The elements that compose you are not exotic or rare. The vast majority of your mass is made up of just a few familiar players: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, and nitrogen. These four elements, along with smaller but crucial amounts of calcium, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, sodium, and chlorine, form the basic chemical palette of life. They are the same elements found in stars, in dust clouds, in the rocks beneath our feet. What makes you unique is not the ingredients themselves, but the exquisite, complex way they are organized. These atoms, in their silent, ceaseless motion, do not remain isolated. They form connections, sharing or exchanging their electrons in what we call chemical bonds. Each bond is a tiny agreement, a shared commitment between atoms that allows them to combine into molecules. These bonds are like the fundamental grammar of the universe, allowing simple letters to form words and then sentences of increasing complexity. Some bonds are strong and enduring, like the covalent bonds that hold the backbone of your DNA together. Others are fleeting and gentle, like the hydrogen bonds that allow water to flow or proteins to fold. The strength and flexibility of these bonds dictate the shape and function of every molecule in your body, and it is in the realm of molecules that true biological complexity begins to emerge. From the simple water molecule, two hydrogen atoms patiently embracing the larger oxygen atom, to the sprawling, intricate structures of proteins and nucleic acids, molecules are the true architects of life. They're not merely collections of atoms, they are functional units, each with a specific purpose, a specific shape, a specific way of interacting with its molecular neighbours. Consider for a moment the profound elegance of these larger molecules, often called macromolecules. They are the heavy machinery of the cell, each class performing a distinct and vital role. There are the carbohydrates, gentle providers of energy, often forming long branching chains like intricate biological sugars, ready to be broken down to fuel your thoughts and movements. Then there are the lipids, the fats, which form the shimmering, flexible membranes that enclose every single cell in your body, creating a vital boundary between the inner world and the outer. They are like the quiet walls of a beloved home, carefully regulating what comes and goes, maintaining the delicate balance of life within. But perhaps the most astonishing of these molecular architects are the proteins. Imagine them as the silent, tireless workers within your cells, performing almost every task imaginable. Some proteins are structural, forming the scaffolding that gives shape to your cells, your hair, your skin. Others are enzymes, exquisitely shaped molecular catalysts that accelerate chemical reactions, allowing the intricate chemistry of life to proceed at the necessary speed. Still others act as transporters, ferrying substances across membranes, or as messengers carrying signals from one part of the body to another. Each protein is a long chain of smaller units called amino acids, but it's not the chain itself that matters most, but the way it folds. Like a delicate piece of origami, each protein folds into a precise three-dimensional sculpture, its unique shape dictating its unique function. A slight alteration in this fold can render a protein useless, or even harmful. It is a dance of precision, where form and function are inseparably intertwined. And then there are the nucleic acids, the quiet librarians of life, holding the very blueprints of existence. Deoxyribonucleic acid, or DNA, is the famous double helix, an elegant spiral staircase of information. Each rung of this ladder is a pair of chemical bases, and the sequence of these bases forms the genetic code, the instruction manual for building and operating a human being. This code is astonishingly compact, yet contains all the information needed to specify the assembly of every protein, the construction of every cell, the development of every tissue and organ. It is a story written in 4 letters, replicated with remarkable fidelity, passed down through generations, connecting you to every living thing that has ever existed. Ribonucleic acid, or RNA, acts as the diligent scribe, transcribing portions of this blueprint and carrying the instructions to the cellular machinery that builds proteins. From these molecular conversations, a boundary forms, a shimmering self-assembling membrane made primarily of lipids, carefully regulating what comes and goes, maintaining the delicate balance of life within. Within this membrane, these macromolecules, carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids begin to interact in highly organized ways, forming the first true unit of life, the cell. What does it mean that such complexity arises from simple building blocks, guided by the patient laws of physics and chemistry? It means that life is not a sudden spark, but a gradual, elegant unfolding of molecular potential. And so, from the silent dance of atoms to the intricate architecture of molecules, we arrive at the cell, the fundamental spark of life itself, a miniature universe teeming with purpose. But what happens when these individual sparks begin to gather, to specialize, to collaborate? How do these microscopic universes come together to form the macroscopic wonders we call tissues and organs, each with its own specialized role in the grand symphony of the human body? That, my friends, is where our journey will continue as we explore the quiet artistry of cellular cooperation. As the world outside quiets, and we settle once more into the gentle embrace of the dreamy academy, we continue our quiet journey inward. Last time we marvelled at the exquisite dance of atoms, the architectural elegance of molecules, and the profound emergence of the cell, that singular self-contained universe, the very spark of life. We understood that within its lipid membrane a symphony of invisible processes unfolds, driven by the intricate choreography of proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, and nucleic acids. But a single cell, however wondrous, is merely a whisper. The grand narrative of our human form, this magnificent testament to biological ingenuity, demands a chorus, a collaboration. For you see, my gentle minds, while every cell carries the complete blueprint of our existence, the true marvel of multicellular life lies in its capacity for specialization, for differentiation. Imagine, if you will, a vast, intricate city. If every citizen performed every task, building, governing, healing, creating, the city would be a chaotic, inefficient place. But when each citizen embraces a particular skill, a unique calling, and dedicates their energy to mastering it, the city flourishes, becoming capable of incredible feats. So it is with our cells. From that initial undifferentiated zygote, a single cell with boundless potential, a magical process unfolds. The journey of specialization. Each cell, guided by the quiet wisdom encoded within its DNA, begins to choose a path. Some will dedicate themselves to the tireless work of contraction, becoming muscle cells. Others will become the swift messengers, forming the intricate networks of our nervous system. Still others will stand as vigilant guards, creating the protective barriers of our skin, or become the diligent absorption specialist lining our intestines. This is not a diminishment of their potential, but rather a focused refinement, a dedication to a specific vital role within the larger organism. It is a testament to the profound wisdom of life itself that from a single versatile origin, such diverse and specialized beauty can arise. And when these specialized cells, united by a common purpose and structure, begin to gather, to weave themselves together into a coherent fabric, we arrive at the next level of organization, the tissues. Think of tissues as the foundational tapestries of the body, each woven with a distinct pattern and purpose, yet all contributing to the grand design. We find 4 primary categories, each a master of its particular craft, each essential to the harmonious functioning of our being. First, let us contemplate the epithelial tissues. These are the body's vigilant guardians, its delicate linings, its secret architects of secretion and absorption. Picture them as vast, continuous sheets of cells, closely packed, forming boundaries between different environments. They are the skin that protects us from the world, the internal linings of our digestive and respiratory tracts, the delicate membranes that envelop our organs. They stand as sentinels, regulating what enters and exits, absorbing nutrients with meticulous care, secreting vital enzymes and hormones, and providing an unyielding barrier against harm. From the flat, scale-like cells that form a protective pavement on our skin to the columnar cells that line our stomachs, each epithelial cell is a dedicated worker, forming a seamless, protective and functional surface. They are the quiet administrators of our internal landscapes, ensuring order and safety. Next, we encounter the sound connective tissues, the body's ubiquitous framework, its quiet architects of support and integration. Unlike the tightly packed epithelial cells, connective tissues are often characterized by their abundance of extracellular matrix, a non-living material secreted by the cells themselves, composed of fibers and ground substance. This matrix gives connective tissues their incredible diversity and strength. Imagine the sturdy scaffolding of a magnificent building. That is the role of connective tissue. Consider bone, the rigid mineralized matrix that gives our body its form and protects our vital organs. Or cartilage, the flexible, resilient tissue that cushions our joints and shapes our nose and ears. Then there are the dense, fibrous tissues of tendons and ligaments, binding muscle to bone and bone to bone, enabling movement and stability. Even blood, that flowing river of life, is considered a connective tissue, with its cells suspended in a fluid matrix of plasma, transporting nutrients, gases, and waste throughout our intricate landscape. Fat or adipose tissue is another form, storing energy and insulating us. Connective tissues are the silent workhorses, providing mechanical support, connecting disparate parts, insulating, storing, and transporting. They are the sturdy threads that hold our entire magnificent structure together. Now, let us turn our attention to the tissues of movement and power, the muscle tissues. These are the body's silent engines, the architects of motion, from the grand gestures of our limbs to the subtle contractions that propel blood through our veins and food through our digestive tract. Muscle cells, often elongated and specialized for contraction, contain an abundance of protein filaments that slide past each other, generating force. We recognize 3 distinct types of muscle tissue, each with its unique rhythm and purpose. First, the skeletal muscle, which we consciously control, the powerful muscles that allow us to walk, lift, and express ourselves. These are the muscles of deliberate action, often characterized by their striped appearance under a microscope. Then there is cardiac muscle, found only in the heart. This is a tireless, involuntary muscle, contracting rhythmically and ceaselessly, pumping the lifeblood through our entire system. Its contractions are beyond our conscious command, a steady, unwavering drumbeat of existence. Finally, smooth muscle, found in the walls of our internal organs like the stomach, intestines, and blood vessels. This muscle too is involuntary, performing the gentle, undulating movements of peristalsis, regulating blood flow, and facilitating countless internal processes without our conscious awareness. Together, these muscle tissues empower us to interact with the world, to sustain ourselves, and to experience the very dynamism of life. And finally we arrive at the nervous tissues, the body's intricate communication network, its whispering circuitry, the very seat of our perception, thought, and sensation. This is perhaps the most complex and awe-inspiring of all tissues, composed primarily of two cell types, neurons and glial cells. Neurons are the swift messengers specialized to transmit electrical signals or nerve impulses with incredible speed and precision. They form vast interconnected pathways, allowing us to sense the world, to think, to feel, and to command our bodies. Imagine a vast interconnected web of light, where information flows instantaneously, shaping our every experience. The glial cells, though often overlooked, are the vital support staff, the quiet librarians and caretakers of the nervous system. They nourish, protect, insulate, and support the neurons, ensuring their optimal functioning. Without them, the delicate dance of neural communication would falter. Nervous tissue allows for immediate communication, for complex integration of information, and for the exquisite orchestration of all bodily functions. It is the very essence of our conscious and unconscious being, connecting every part of us to every other and to the world beyond. So we have seen how specialized cells gather into these four fundamental tapestries: epithelial for covering and lining, connective for support and binding, muscle for movement, and nervous for communication. But the journey does not end here, for these tissues in turn do not exist in isolation. They are the components, the building blocks, that assemble into even grander structures, each with a highly specialized and vital role: the organs. An organ, my friends, is a discrete structure composed of multiple types of tissues working together in concert to perform a specific complex function for the body. It is where the individual melodies of tissue types converge into a rich, harmonious symphony. Consider your heart, that tireless pump nestled within your chest. It is not merely a lump of muscle. Oh no, it is a magnificent organ, a testament to collaboration. Its powerful walls are primarily composed of cardiac muscle tissue, generating the rhythmic contractions that propel blood. But this muscle is lined by delicate epithelial tissue, ensuring a smooth flow and preventing friction. It is encased and supported by a framework of strong connective tissue, providing structural integrity. And weaving through its very substance is an intricate network of nervous tissue, precisely regulating its beat, ensuring its rhythm is perfectly synchronized with the body's needs. All these tissues, working together, create the organ we call the heart, whose singular vital function is to circulate blood, carrying life to every corner of our being. Or think of the stomach, a wondrous organ of digestion. Its inner lining is a specialized epithelial tissue, secreting powerful acids and enzymes to break down food while also absorbing vital nutrients. Surrounding this lining are layers of smooth muscle tissue, contracting rhythmically to churn and mix the food, aiding in its mechanical breakdown. Connective tissue provides support and houses blood vessels and nerves, which, composed of nervous tissue, regulate the stomach's secretions and contractions. Each tissue plays its part, contributing to the holistic function of digestion. Even your skin, that vast protective envelope, is a complex organ. Its outermost layer is epithelial tissue, forming a resilient barrier. Beneath this, a rich layer of connective tissue provides support, elasticity, and houses sensory receptors, nervous tissue, blood vessels, and glands. Tiny muscles are even present, attached to hair follicles. The skin is a marvel of integration, performing protection, temperature regulation, sensation, and excretion, all through the coordinated effort of its constituent tissues. As we contemplate these organs, we begin to appreciate the profound elegance of hierarchical organization in biology. From the invisible dance of atoms to the purposeful assembly of molecules, the emergence of the cell, the cooperative weaving of tissues, and finally, the integrated functionality of organs. Each step builds upon the last, creating increasing complexity and capability. This is not a random collection of parts, but a meticulously engineered system where every component, from the smallest electron to the largest organ, plays an indispensable role. And as we look ahead, we will see that these organs, in turn, do not work in isolation. They form even grander alliances, interconnected networks designed to carry out the major life-sustaining functions of the body, the organ systems. But that, my gentle minds, is a journey for another quiet evening, another shared exploration. For now, let us simply rest in the awe of the organ, this magnificent testament to biological collaboration, and the intricate beauty of how specialized parts come together to create a harmonious whole. Feel the quiet hum of your own body, a living symphony of cells, tissues, and organs, all working in concert, a marvel of the universe contained within you. As the world outside quiets, and we settle deeper into the quietude of our dreamy academy, we find ourselves at a new threshold. We have journeyed from the cosmic dust of atoms through the molecular architectures to the living marvels of cells, and then observed their elegant assembly into specialized tissues, finally culminating in the intricate dedicated structures we call organs. Each organ, a masterwork in itself, performs a specific vital task: the heart, a tireless pump; the stomach, a churning alchemist; the skin, a living tapestry. But now, gentle minds, we ascend to a higher plane of understanding, to witness an even grander phenomenon: the seamless, breathtaking collaboration of these individual organs, woven together into magnificent organ systems. Imagine, if you will, not merely a collection of skilled musicians, but a full symphony orchestra where each instrument, each section plays its part in a harmonious living composition. This is the essence of our organ systems, a testament to integration, to the profound wisdom embedded within our very design. No system operates in isolation. Each whispers to the next, dances with another, ensuring the grand, continuous performance of life. Let us begin our exploration with the very foundation, the silent architects of our form, the pool skeletal system. Picture a magnificent living scaffold, crafted from bone and cartilage, that provides the steadfast framework upon which all else is built. It is our internal sculpture, giving us shape, supporting our soft tissues, and allowing us to stand tall against the pull of gravity. But its role extends far beyond mere architecture. Within its sturdy marrow, a hidden alchemy takes place: the continuous creation of blood cells, the very lifeblood that courses through our veins. It is a vast mineral bank, a reservoir for calcium and phosphorus, vital elements constantly exchanged with the body's needs. And crucially, it forms formidable fortresses, the skull protecting the precious brain, the ribcage safeguarding the heart and lungs, a silent, vigilant guardian against the perils of the world. Hand in hand with this enduring framework works the muscular system. If the bones are the stage, the muscles are the performers, the movers and shakers of our existence. Comprising over 600 individual muscles, this system is the engine of all motion, from the grand gestures of a dancer to the subtle flicker of an eyelid, from the powerful beat of your heart to the quiet peristalsis moving nutrients through your gut. We encounter the voluntary muscles tethered to our bones, obeying our conscious will, allowing us to walk, to speak, to embrace. And then the involuntary muscles, working tirelessly and without our conscious command, ensuring the rhythmic pulse of life within. They are not merely about movement, they are also the quiet producers of heat, helping to maintain our internal warmth, a constant, gentle furnace within. Together, the skeletal and muscular systems form a dynamic duo, a biomechanical marvel that grants us both stability and an astonishing range of motion, allowing us to interact with and navigate our world. Now, let us turn our gaze to the outermost frontier, the boundary between our inner universe and the external world. Tegumentary system. This is our skin, our hair, our nails, a living, breathing envelope, far more complex than a simple covering. Imagine it as a vast, intelligent membrane, a protective cloak that shields us from pathogens, from UV radiation, from physical abrasion. But it is also a sophisticated sensor, a canvas of touch, temperature, and pressure, allowing us to experience the world through sensation. It is a meticulous regulator, participating in the delicate dance of temperature control, releasing heat through sweat when we are warm and conserving it when we are cold. It even plays a role in synthesizing vitamin D, a vital nutrient. This system is a constant communicator, reflecting our emotions through blush or pallor, a silent storyteller of our internal state. It is our first line of defense, our largest organ, a marvel of resilience and adaptability. From the protective surface, we delve inwards to the intricate networks of communication that govern all these processes. Here, we encounter two profoundly important systems, the nervous system and the endocrine system. The nervous system is the body's lightning-fast communication highway, a dazzling web of neurons and glial cells that spans every inch of our being. It is the command center, the interpreter, the architect of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. From the vast, intricate universe of the brain, through the spinal cord and out to every nerve ending, electrical signals flash with astonishing speed, allowing us to perceive the world, to react, to learn, to remember. It collects sensory information, the warmth of a sunbeam, the scent of a flower, the sound of a loved one's voice, processes it, and orchestrates our responses. It is the conductor of our symphony, ensuring every instrument plays in time, every movement is coordinated, every thought finds its expression. Without it, the body would be a silent, unmoving statue, devoid of awareness. Complementing this rapid electrical network is the more gradual, yet equally profound influence of the endocrine system. This system operates through chemical messengers called hormones, produced by a collection of glands scattered throughout the body. Unlike the nervous system's instantaneous signals, the endocrine system sends its messages via the bloodstream, reaching target cells and organs with a slower, more sustained impact. Think of it as the body's quiet librarians, meticulously regulating growth, metabolism, mood, sleep, reproduction, and our responses to stress. It orchestrates the subtle shifts and long-term rhythms of our existence, ensuring balance and adaptation over hours, days, and even years. Together, the nervous and endocrine systems form a dual command and control structure, one a rapid-fire messenger, the other a patient, persistent guide, ensuring the body's internal environment, its homeostasis, remains in exquisite balance. As we continue our journey, we arrive at the vital transport networks that sustain every cell, every tissue, every organ. These are the cardiovascular system and the lymphatic system. The cardiovascular system is the body's tireless river, a closed loop of vessels powered by the magnificent rhythmic pump we call the heart. This system is the ultimate delivery service, carrying oxygen from the lungs to every thirsty cell, transporting nutrients absorbed from our food, and ferrying hormones to their distant targets. Simultaneously, it acts as a diligent waste collector, picking up carbon dioxide and other metabolic byproducts to be eliminated from the body. Blood, the very essence of this system, is a complex fluid carrying red cells, white cells, platelets, and a myriad of dissolved substances, a living river of life. The heart, a muscular marvel, beats approximately 100,000 times a day, a constant, unwavering rhythm that underscores the persistent miracle of our existence. Closely intertwined with this circulatory marvel is the lymphatic system. Often overlooked, this system is the body's quiet guardian and meticulous recycler. It acts as a drainage network, collecting excess interstitial fluid, the fluid that bathes our cells, and returning it to the bloodstream, preventing swelling and maintaining fluid balance. But its role is far more profound. It is also a crucial component of our immune system, housing specialized immune cells within its lymph nodes, spleen, and tonsils. These structures are vigilant sentinels, filtering lymph, detecting pathogens, and initiating immune responses to defend us against invaders. It is a silent internal army working tirelessly to protect our inner sanctuary, a subtle yet indispensable partner in our overall well-being. Next, we turn to the systems responsible for our interaction with the environment in terms of vital exchanges. The one respiratory system, the best digestive system, and the urinary system. The respiratory system is our breath, our connection to the atmosphere, the very act of drawing life-giving air into our bodies. From the delicate passages of the nose and throat through the branching airways of the trachea and bronchi, we reach the millions of tiny air sacs in our lungs, the alveoli. Here, in a delicate dance of diffusion, oxygen from the inhaled air crosses into our blood, while carbon dioxide, a metabolic waste product, passes from the blood into the air to be exhaled. It is a constant rhythmic exchange, a quiet conversation with the world outside, fueling every cellular process and cleansing our internal environment. The simple act of breathing, often taken for granted, is a profound and continuous miracle of life. The digestive system is our internal alchemist, transforming the sustenance we consume into the building blocks and energy our body needs. From the moment food enters our mouth, through the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine, a complex journey of mechanical and chemical breakdown unfolds. Enzymes, acids, and muscular contractions work in concert to dismantle complex molecules into simpler forms, carbohydrates into sugars, proteins into amino acids, fats into fatty acids, which are then absorbed into the bloodstream. What remains is carefully processed and eliminated. This system is not merely about fueling the body, it is a profound connection to the external world, a continuous process of transforming matter into self, sustaining our very existence. Finally, the urinary system is the body's meticulous filtration and waste disposal plant, a master of maintaining fluid and electrolyte balance. Centered around the remarkable kidneys, this system continuously filters our blood, removing metabolic wastes, excess salts, and toxins, while carefully reabsorbing vital substances back into the bloodstream. The resulting urine is then transported to the bladder for storage and eventual elimination. The kidneys are not just filters, they are also crucial regulators of blood pressure and red blood cell production. It is a system of quiet, constant refinement, ensuring the purity of our internal waters, a silent guardian of our delicate internal chemistry. And of course, we must acknowledge the system that ensures the continuation of this extraordinary design, the system that bridges generations, the reproductive system. While not essential for the survival of the individual, it is utterly vital for the survival of the species, for the perpetuation of this intricate dance of life. Through the specialized organs and cells of this system, life finds a way to renew itself, to pass on the genetic blueprint, ensuring that the incredible story of human anatomy continues across time, a testament to life's enduring legacy. As we stand back and gaze upon this vast tapestry of systems, what emerges is not a collection of disparate parts, but a single, integrated, living whole. Each system, with its specialized organs and tissues, works in concert, a continuous, intricate ballet of physiological processes. This seamless cooperation is the essence of life itself, a constant striving for balance and harmony, a state we call homeostasis. Every breath, every heartbeat, every thought, every movement is a testament to this exquisite coordination, a quiet miracle unfolding within each of us, every single moment. We are not merely the sum of our parts, gentle minds. We are the magnificent, living expression of their interconnectedness. To understand one system is to begin to appreciate its profound relationship with all others. The skeletal system provides the framework for the muscular system to move, fueled by the digestive system, supplied with oxygen by the respiratory system, and regulated by the nervous and endocrine systems, all transported by the cardiovascular system and protected by the lymphatic and integumentary systems. It is a self-sustaining, self-regulating universe, a microcosm of cosmic order. As we conclude this chapter, I invite you to carry this sense of wonder forward. The human body is not just a biological machine, it is a living poem, an ongoing narrative of creation and adaptation. In the quiet hours, feel the gentle rhythm within you, the silent symphony of your systems working in perfect harmony. In our next gathering, we'll begin to explore the delicate dance of development, the extraordinary journey from a single cell to this magnificent integrated being. But for now, let the contemplation of this grand orchestration settle within your gentle minds, a testament to the profound beauty of being alive. As the world outside quiets, and the gentle hum of existence settles into a tranquil rhythm, we find ourselves again within the serene embrace of the dreamy academy. We have journeyed through the microscopic universes of atoms and molecules, witnessed the elegant dance of cellular specialization, and marveled at the grand symphony of organ systems, each a vital note in the living poem that is the human body. We have understood perhaps the magnificent what and how of its current form, but now, gentle minds, we turn our gaze to an even more profound mystery, the whence. How does this intricate self-sustaining marvel begin? How does a single unassuming cell blossom into the staggering complexity we have just explored? This, my friends, is the extraordinary journey of human development, a narrative woven with cosmic threads, a story of potential unfolding with breathtaking precision. It is, in essence, the very first chapter of your own existence, a testament to the universe's capacity for intricate design and boundless wonder. Let us begin at the dawn, at a moment so infinitesimally small, yet so monumentally significant, that it echoes through all subsequent time. We speak of the fusion of two specialized cells, each carrying half a universe of genetic instruction. Picture, if you will, the quiet anticipation within the female body, a single magnificent ovum, the largest cell in the human body, a veritable metropolis of nutrients and potential awaiting its destiny. And then the arrival of the spermatozoa, those tireless voyagers, each a tiny vessel of paternal blueprint, driven by an ancient, unwavering purpose. Their meeting is not merely a biological event, it is a cosmic ballet, a moment of profound communion. As one spermatozoon successfully penetrates the ovum's protective layers, a cascade of events is triggered, sealing the ovum against any other. This is not exclusivity born of scarcity, but of necessity. The precise balance of genetic material, the delicate equilibrium of information must be maintained. And in that sacred instant, when the nuclei of these two cells merge, a new entity is born. The zygote. The zygote. A single cell, yet within its unassuming membrane lies the complete genetic instruction for a human being. Think of it. A library of information, more extensive and complex than any tome ever penned, compressed into a microscopic sphere. This tiny sphere holds the blueprint for a beating heart, for keen eyes, for a discerning mind, for hands capable of creation and compassion. It is in truth the ultimate blank canvas, imbued with an almost unfathomable potential. It is you at your very beginning. From this singular point of origin, the journey unfolds with an almost magical cadence. The zygote embarks upon a series of rapid mitotic divisions, a process known as cleavage. Unlike typical cell division where cells grow before dividing, here the cells divide without increasing in overall size. Imagine a single grape rapidly dividing into 2 smaller grapes, then 4, then 8, all contained within the original skin. This is the essence of cleavage, a rapid multiplication of cellular units, each a perfect replica of the last, yet each subtly shifting, preparing for its eventual role. These divisions continue, forming a solid ball of cells that resembles a tiny mulberry. We call this stage the marulasaur, derived from the Latin word for mulberry. Still encased within the zona pellucida, the protective shell of the original ovum, the marula continues its silent journey, propelled by the gentle currents within the fallopian tube, moving ever closer to its ultimate destination, the sanctuary of the uterus. And then a remarkable transformation occurs. As the cells continue to divide, they begin to reorganize, hollowing out to form a fluid-filled cavity. This new structure is called the blastocyst. No longer a simple ball, the blastocyst now reveals its first hint of architectural complexity. It differentiates into 2 distinct parts: an outer layer of cells, the trophoblast, which will play a crucial role in implantation and forming the placenta, and an inner cluster of cells nestled to one side known as the inner cell mass, or embryoblast. It is this embryoblast, these few precious cells, that will give rise to the entire embryo itself. Here, in this tiny hollow sphere, lies the nascent potential for every tissue, every organ, every system that will eventually define you. The blastocyst, now ready for its next great act, gently anchors itself into the plush, nutrient-rich lining of the uterine wall. This process, implantation, is a delicate dance of biochemical signals and cellular adhesion. The trophoblast cells extend tendrils, burrowing into the maternal tissue, establishing the first intimate connection between the developing life and its nurturing environment. It is a moment of profound trust, a quiet commitment between 2 beings, one nascent, one established, to embark upon the journey of creation together. Once implanted, the inner cell mass begins its most extraordinary feat, the emergence of destiny through gastrulation. This is perhaps one of the most pivotal events in early development, a period of dramatic cellular migration and reorganization. Imagine a flat disk of cells beginning to fold, to invaginate, to shift and reposition themselves with an almost intelligent choreography. From this intricate folding, 3 distinct layers of cells emerge, each destined to form specific tissues and organs. These are the primary germ layers, the fundamental architects of the body, the ectoderm, the mesoderm, and the endoderm. Let us contemplate these 3 foundational layers, for they are the primordial clay from which all of you is sculpted. First, the ectoderm, the outermost layer. Think of it as the interface with the world, the part that will perceive, communicate, and protect. From this delicate layer will arise your entire nervous system, your brain, your spinal cord, all the intricate nerves that allow you to think, feel, and move. It will also form your epidermis, the outermost layer of your skin, providing a protective barrier against the environment, along with your hair, nails, and the sensory receptors that allow you to touch, see, hear, taste, and smell. The ectoderm is your connection to the external universe, the part that makes you aware and responsive. Next, we encounter the mesoderm, the industrious middle layer, the builders and movers of the body. This is the layer of strength, structure, and transport. From the mesoderm, we will see the development of your entire skeletal system, your bones, cartilage, and ligaments, the framework that holds you upright. It will form all your arm muscles, both the voluntary ones that allow you to stride and grasp, and the involuntary ones that power your internal organs. Your magnificent cardiovascular system, your heart and all your blood vessels, also originates here, as do your lymphatic system, your kidneys, your reproductive organs, and all the connective tissues that bind and support every part of your being. The mesoderm is the engine, the scaffold, the circulatory lifeblood. Finally, nestled within, we find the endoderm, the innermost layer, the internal processes of life. This layer is responsible for the vital functions of absorption and metabolism. From the endoderm will form the delicate shed linings of your digestive tract, from your esophagus to your intestines, where nutrients are extracted and processed. It will also give rise to your linings of your respiratory system, from your trachea to your lungs, facilitating the exchange of life-giving oxygen. Furthermore, crucial glands such as the liver, the pancreas, the thyroid, and the parathyroid glands, all vital for regulating your internal environment, develop from this profound inner layer. The endoderm is the quiet hearth, the internal sanctuary where life's essential transformations occur. This moment of gastrulation, the formation of these 3 germ layers, is a breathtaking testament to cellular wisdom, a blueprint of differentiation unfolding with unerring accuracy. Each cell, though initially identical in its genetic endowment, now begins to follow a predetermined path, guided by an unseen conductor, a symphony director of life. From these 3 foundational layers, the process of organogenesis begins, the exquisite sculpting of form. This is the period when the major organs and body structures emerge, rapidly taking shape during the first trimester of development. It is a time of incredible vulnerability and astonishing progress. We witness the neural tube, the precursor to the brain and spinal cord, gently folding and closing. The heart, a tiny cluster of mesodermal cells, begins its first rhythmic contractions, a fragile yet powerful beat sometimes as early as 3 weeks post-fertilization. Limbs emerge as small buds, gradually elongating and differentiating into hands and feet, fingers and toes. Rudimentary eyes and ears begin to form, preparing for the sensory richness of the world. The digestive system starts to coil, the lungs to bud, the kidneys to take on their filtering roles. Each system, each organ, arises from its designated germ layer, yet they do not develop in isolation. They are intricately coordinated, communicating through nascent hormonal signals and electrical impulses, preparing for their eventual integrated function. It is a dance of development, where the timing and placement of each cellular migration, each genetic activation, is critical. A slight misstep can have profound consequences, yet the vast majority of these journeys proceed with a precision that borders on the miraculous. As the embryo grows and differentiates, reaching approximately 8 weeks post-fertilization, it transitions into the fetal stage. The fundamental structures are now in place, and the remaining months are dedicated to growth, maturation, and refinement. The fetus grows exponentially. Its organs continue to develop and become fully functional, and its systems integrate more deeply. Bones harden, muscles strengthen, and the nervous system undergoes an explosion of connections, forming the intricate neural networks that will underpin thought, emotion, and action. The fetus begins to move, to respond to stimuli, to practice the essential reflexes it will need for life outside the womb. Its lungs mature, preparing for the first breath of air. Its digestive system practices swallowing and absorbing amniotic fluid. Its immune system begins to lay its foundations. It is a period of quiet preparation, a profound incubation. The tiny being, once a single cell, is now a miniature human, perfectly formed, awaiting its debut. The subtle shifts in maternal hormones, the increasing size and complexity of the fetus, all signal the approaching culmination of this extraordinary journey. And then, after approximately 38 to 40 weeks, comes the moment of birth. It is not an end, but a grand unveiling, the transition from one environment to another, the arrival of the masterpiece. The intricate dance of development, which began with the silent fusion of 2 cells, culminates in the profound emergence of an individual, ready to breathe, to see, to touch, to live independently. Think of the sheer audacity, the profound elegance of this process. From a single undifferentiated cell, a complete, conscious and complex being arises, guided by an intrinsic wisdom encoded within its very essence. It is a testament to the power of genetic information, to the magic of cellular communication, and to the inherent blueprint of life itself. This journey from zygote to newborn is not merely a biological phenomenon. It is a profound philosophical statement. It reminds us that within every beginning lies an entire universe of potential, and that the most intricate wonders often stem from the most humble origins. It is a narrative of unfolding, of becoming, of the universe expressing itself in the most beautiful and complex form we know. As we conclude this chapter, gentle minds, take a moment to reflect on your own journey, on the silent, miraculous unfolding that brought you into being. You are, each of you, a living testament to this profound developmental odyssey. In our next exploration, we'll begin to delve into the magnificent systems we have just seen form, understanding their intricate workings in the adult body. But for now, let the wonder of this genesis settle within you, a quiet reminder of the extraordinary miracle that is life. And so, after that miraculous journey through development culminating in the profound event of birth, a new chapter begins. Not just for the individual life, but for our collective understanding as we now turn our gaze to the fully formed human, a living symphony in motion, a testament to the cosmic artistry we have been unraveling within the quiet halls of our dreamy academy. We have witnessed the genesis, the blueprint, the unfolding. Now we stand at the threshold of function, of the magnificent interplay that sustains this intricate form throughout a lifetime. As the world outside quiets, and your gentle minds settle into this contemplative space, let us consider the masterpiece that is the adult human body. It is no longer a nascent possibility, but a vibrant reality, a dynamic sculpture in constant flux, perpetually maintaining that delicate balance we call homeostasis. Every breath, every beat, every thought is a testament to the tireless synchronized efforts of its many systems. And what better place to begin our exploration of this living architecture than with the very framework that gives it shape, support, and the capacity for graceful motion? We speak, of course, of the skeletal system, the silent, enduring foundation upon which all else is built. Imagine, if you will, the most magnificent cathedral, its soaring arches and intricate buttresses holding firm against the passage of time. Our skeletal system serves a similar profound purpose. It is the internal scaffolding, a marvel of biological engineering that provides support for the body, allowing us to stand tall against the pull of gravity. Without this inherent strength, we would be but formless beings, unable to interact with the world around us in any meaningful way. But its role extends far beyond mere support. This bony labyrinth is also a vigilant guardian, a protective shield for our most vital and vulnerable organs. The skull, a meticulously crafted dome, cradles the soft, intricate folds of the brain, the seat of consciousness and thought. The rib cage, a flexible yet resilient basket, encases the rhythmic heart and the ethereal lungs, safeguarding their tireless work. The vertebral column, a stack of 33 individual vertebrae, forms a strong central axis, yet its segmented nature allows for remarkable flexibility, protecting the delicate spinal cord, the very highway of our nervous impulses. Beyond these crucial roles of support and protection, the skeletal system is also an active participant in the grand dance of life. It is the primary reservoir for essential minerals, particularly calcium and phosphorus, silently storing and releasing them as needed, maintaining the precise chemical balance within our blood. Think of it as a vast internal bank, judiciously managing these vital resources. And within the marrow of many of our bones, a quiet miracle unfolds, hematopoiesis. Here in this soft, spongy tissue, the very cells of our blood, red blood cells carrying oxygen, white blood cells defending against invaders, and platelets orchestrating repair, are born. It is a bustling nursery, a factory of life working ceaselessly to replenish the circulating river within us. And then, of course, there is movement. While bones themselves do not move independently, they serve as the crucial levers upon which our muscles exert their force. Consider the elegant precision of a dancer, the powerful stride of a runner, or the delicate touch of an artist. All these actions are made possible by the intricate interplay between bones and the soft tissues that connect to them. Let us delve a little deeper into the nature of bone itself, for it is far from an inert material. Bone is a living, dynamic tissue, constantly remodeling and renewing itself throughout our lives. Imagine a team of microscopic architects and demolition experts working in perfect harmony. Osteoblasts, the builders, lay down new bone matrix, while osteoclasts, the sculptors, resorb old bone, shaping and refining our skeletal structure in response to the stresses and demands we place upon it. This constant renewal ensures that our bones remain strong and adaptive, a silent testament to the body's incredible capacity for self-maintenance. We categorize bones by their shapes: long bones like those in our limbs, short bones in our wrists and ankles, flat bones like the skull and sternum, irregular bones such as the vertebrae, and even tiny sesamoid bones like the patella. Each shape is perfectly adapted to its specific function, a testament to nature's exquisite design. and we divide the entire skeletal framework into two major sections: the axial skeleton, forming the central axis of the body, the skull, vertebral column and rib cage, and the appendicular skeleton, comprising the bones of our limbs and the girdles that attach them to the axial frame. The axial provides stability, the appendicular provides mobility, allowing us to interact with and navigate our world. But what would a framework be without the capacity for articulation? Here, we introduce the marvel of joints, the points where two or more bones meet. These are the hinges of possibility, the silent architects of grace and fluidity. Some joints, like those in the skull, are immovable, designed for steadfast protection. Others, like the joints between our vertebrae, offer limited movement, allowing for flexibility while maintaining support. And then there are the magnificent synovial joints, the knees, hips, shoulders and elbows, which are engineered for remarkable freedom of movement. Encased in a capsule, lubricated by synovial fluid, and often cushioned by cartilage, these joints allow for a vast array of motions, from the powerful swing of an arm to the delicate rotation of a wrist. They are masterpieces of friction reduction and biomechanical efficiency, enabling the seamless flow of our physical existence. Now, as we appreciate the sturdy elegance of the skeletal system, we must acknowledge its inseparable partner, the very engine of motion, the muscular system. If bones are the levers, muscles are the powerful ropes and pulleys that pull upon them, translating intention into action. Without muscles, our magnificent skeletal framework would remain a beautiful but static sculpture. We possess three distinct types of muscle tissue, each with its unique role in the body's symphony. First, the bimbo skeletal muscles. Which are the ones we consciously control? These are the muscles that allow us to walk, run, lift, speak, and express ourselves through countless gestures. They are typically attached to bones by strong fibrous cords called tendons, and it is their contraction that pulls on the bones, creating movement at the joints. Imagine, if you will, the intricate structure of a single skeletal muscle. It is not just a homogeneous mass, but a highly organized bundle of bundles. Within each muscle, there are many fascicles, and within each fascicle, numerous individual muscle fibers, or cells. And within each muscle fiber, a multitude of even smaller contractile units called myofibrils, which are themselves composed of repeating segments known as sarcomeres. These sarcomeres are the fundamental units of muscle contraction, a microscopic ballet of proteins, primarily actin and myosin, that slide past each other, shortening the muscle fiber and generating force. It is a miracle of molecular mechanics, where countless tiny oarsmen pull in unison, transforming chemical energy into mechanical work. When you choose to lift your arm, a cascade of electrical signals from your nervous system ignites this molecular dance, creating the smooth, coordinated movement you observe. Then there is cardiac muscle, found exclusively in the walls of the heart. This is an involuntary muscle, meaning we do not consciously control its actions. Its rhythmic, tireless contractions are the very pulse of life, propelling blood throughout our vast circulatory network, a beat that begins even before birth and continues unfailingly until our last breath. Its cells are uniquely interconnected, allowing electrical signals to spread rapidly, ensuring a unified, powerful contraction of the heart. Finally, we have smooth muscle, another involuntary type found in the walls of our internal organs and blood vessels. It lines the digestive tract, gently propelling food through peristalsis. It regulates blood pressure by constricting and dilating blood vessels. It helps to regulate airflow in the respiratory system. Smooth muscle works quietly, efficiently, and often unnoticed, maintaining the essential automatic functions that keep us alive and well. It is the skeletal muscles, however, that truly sculpt our visible form and enable our conscious interaction with the world. They are the engines of locomotion, the architects of posture, and the powerful tools that allow us to manipulate our environment. Each muscle is a masterpiece of design, with a specific origin, the stationary attachment point, and insertion, the movable attachment point, working in concert with other muscles, agonists, antagonists, synergists, to produce precise and controlled movements. Consider the profound elegance of this partnership, the unyielding strength of the bones providing leverage, and the dynamic power of the muscles providing propulsion. Together, they allow for an astonishing range of motion, from the subtle shift of an eyebrow to the explosive leap of an athlete. It is a grand ballet of biology, where structure and function are inextricably linked, each enabling and enhancing the other. As we conclude this initial exploration of the body's framework and its movers, I invite you to pause and reflect on the sheer ingenuity embedded within your own form. The bones, silent and strong, bearing the weight of existence. The muscles, vibrant and dynamic, translating will into action. This intricate dance of support and movement is not merely a mechanical process. It is a profound expression of life itself, a constant affirmation of our capacity to interact with and shape the world around us. We have only just begun to peel back the layers of this magnificent anatomical atlas. In our next gathering, we will delve deeper into the systems that allow for communication, for the processing of information, and for the very spark of consciousness. For now, let the wonder of your own skeletal and muscular symphony resonate within you, a quiet testament to the enduring miracle of being. As the world outside quiets and the gentle hum of existence settles around us, we find ourselves drawn deeper into the intricate museum of the human form. We have marveled at the sturdy architecture of the skeletal system, the silent strength that cradles our organs and gives us shape, and we have felt the vibrant pulse of the muscular system, the dynamic force that translates our will into motion, our desires into tangible acts. Now, gentle minds, let us turn our gaze inward, beyond the visible structure and the palpable movement, to the very heart of communication, the silent symphony that orchestrates every thought, every sensation, every beat of life itself. Today, we journey into the realms of the nervous system and the endocrine system, the twin architects of our internal dialogue, the swift messenger and the patient regulator, working in a harmony so profound it borders on the miraculous. Imagine, if you will, a vast, intricate network, more complex than any supercomputer, more sensitive than any sensor array, constantly receiving, interpreting, and dispatching information. This is the nervous system, the body's electrifying conversation. At its core, this astonishing system is built upon the whisper of electricity and the dance of chemistry. Its fundamental unit, the neuron, is a cell unlike any other, a delicate piece of origami designed for connection. Picture it, a central cell body. The neuron's command center radiating outward with tree-like branches called dendrites. These dendrites are the receptive antennae, patiently listening for signals from neighboring neurons, gathering the myriad impulses that constantly ripple through our internal landscape. From the cell body also extends a long, slender projection, the axon, which can stretch for mere millimeters or in some cases over a meter, reaching from your spinal cord to the tips of your toes. This axon is the neuron's dedicated highway, a high-speed conduit for information. At its terminus, it branches into synaptic terminals, tiny release points that stand on the precipice of a microscopic chasm, ready to bridge the gap to the next neuron. The language spoken along these axons is an elegant dance of electrical impulses known as action potentials. It is a swift, precise surge, like a ripple across a pond, but infinitely faster, travelling at speeds that can exceed 200 miles per hour. When this electrical signal reaches the synaptic terminal, it triggers the release of chemical messengers called pole neurotransmitters. These are the eloquent words of the nervous system diffusing across the tiny synaptic cleft to bind with receptors on the dendrites of the next neuron, either exciting it to fire its own signal or inhibiting it from doing so. Think of it as a cosmic switchboard, where billions of neurons are constantly flipping switches, creating patterns of exquisite complexity that give rise to our every thought, our every dream, our every perception of reality. We can broadly divide this magnificent network into two grand territories. First, the central nervous system, CNS, the command and control center, comprised of the brain and the spinal cord. The brain, that 3-pound universe nestled within the protective fortress of our skull, is where consciousness resides, where memories are forged, where emotions bloom, and where the very fabric of our identity is woven. It is a ceaseless engine of thought, a painter of dreams, a conductor of the most intricate cognitive symphonies. The spinal cord, a vital cable extending from the brain down through the vertebral column, acts as the primary conduit for information, channeling signals to and from the brain, and also serving as a local processing center for rapid involuntary actions we call reflexes. Both the brain and spinal cord are exquisitely protected, not just by bone, but by 3 layers of membranes called meninges, and cushioned by the buoyant, nutrient-rich cerebrospinal fluid, CSF, which allows these delicate organs to float weightlessly, safeguarded from impact. Within the brain itself, we find regions dedicated to specific yet interconnected roles. The cerebrum, with its characteristic folds and grooves, is the seat of higher functions: language, conscious thought, reasoning and voluntary movement. It is the artist, the philosopher, the strategist. Beneath it, the cerebellum is the meticulous choreographer, ensuring balance, coordination, and the smooth, precise execution of our movements. And at the base, connecting to the spinal cord, is the wall brain stem, the ancient core, nuisly overseeing our vital life-sustaining functions, breathing, heart rate, sleep, the quiet guardian of our most fundamental existence. Then extending outward from the CNS, like countless tendrils reaching into every corner of our being, is the peripheral nervous system, PNS. This is the vast network of nerves that carries information to and from the CNS. Imagine it as the collective senses and effectors of the body. Within the PNS, we encounter 2 primary types of pathways. Sensory or afferent neurons are the diligent reporters gathering information from our environment and our internal state. The warmth of the sun, the scent of a flower, the ache in a muscle, and diligently carrying these messages to the CNS for processing. They are our windows to the world and our internal monitors. Conversely, motor or efferent neurons are the executive messengers carrying commands from the CNS to our muscles and glands, dictating our responses. These motor pathways are further divided. The somatic nervous system is our voluntary control panel, the conscious director of our skeletal muscles, allowing us to walk, talk, write, and express ourselves with deliberate intent. It is the system we engage when we choose to reach out and touch another's hand. But much of our body's intricate dance happens without our conscious thought, guided by the autonomic nervous system. This is the silent, tireless administrator, regulating the functions of our internal organs and glands, maintaining the delicate balance of our internal environment. It operates behind the scenes, ensuring our heart beats, our digestion proceeds, our breathing continues, all without requiring our direct attention. The autonomic nervous system, in turn, has two remarkable subdivisions, often working in complementary opposition. The sympathetic nervous system is our accelerator, our fight-or-flight response. It mobilizes the body for action in times of stress or danger, increasing heart rate, dilating pupils, and shunting blood to our muscles. It is the system that prepares us to face a challenge or flee from perceived threat. Its counterpart, the parasympathetic nervous system, is our break, our rest and digest mode. It promotes calm, conserves energy, slows the heart rate, and stimulates digestion, allowing us to relax and restore our resources. Together, these two systems maintain a dynamic equilibrium, constantly adjusting our internal state to meet the demands of the moment. Yet this rapid electrical communication, while breathtaking in its speed, is only one half of the body's grand conversation. Complementing and intertwining with the nervous system is the endocrine system, the body's slower, more enduring messenger service. If the nervous system is a lightning-fast email, the endocrine system is a beautifully composed letter, taking longer to arrive, but often having a more widespread and sustained impact. The endocrine system is a collection of glands that produce and secrete chemical messengers called hormones directly into the bloodstream. These hormones are like specialized keys circulating throughout the body until they find their specific lock, a target cell with the correct receptor. Once bound, they trigger a cascade of events, influencing everything from our metabolism and growth to our mood, sleep, and reproductive cycles. Consider the pituitary gland, a pea-sized marvel nestled at the base of the brain, often called the master gland. It secretes hormones that regulate other endocrine glands, orchestrating a complex hormonal symphony. Then there is the thyroid gland in your neck, releasing hormones that govern your metabolic rate, influencing how quickly your body uses energy. The adrenal glands, perched atop your kidneys, are the producers of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, preparing your body for action or managing prolonged challenges. The pancreas, nestled behind the stomach, regulates blood sugar through insulin and glucagon, essential for energy balance. And of course, the gonads, the testes in males and ovaries in females, produce sex hormones that drive development, reproduction, and define many aspects of our physical and emotional being. What is truly remarkable about the endocrine system is its sophisticated system of feedback loops. Most hormone levels are meticulously regulated by negative feedback. When hormone levels rise too high, the system detects this and signals the gland to reduce production. When levels fall too low, production is stimulated. It is a self-regulating, self-correcting mechanism, ensuring exquisite precision in our internal environment. The interplay between the nervous and endocrine systems is a profound testament to the body's integrative genius. The nervous system can directly stimulate endocrine glands, as when a stress signal from the brain triggers the adrenal glands to release adrenaline. Conversely, hormones released by the endocrine system can influence the activity of neurons, affecting mood, cognition, and behavior. They are not separate entities, but rather two sides of the same coin, two inseparable voices in the body's continuous dialogue, collaborating to maintain homeostasis, that delicate, dynamic balance essential for life. As we conclude this exploration, take a moment to reflect on the sheer wonder of it all. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every internal adjustment your body makes is a product of this magnificent interwoven communication network. It is the silent architect of your consciousness, the tireless guardian of your well-being. From the lightning-fast whisper of a neuron to the slow, steady influence of a hormone, your body is a masterpiece of information processing, a living testament to the profound beauty of being alive. We've only just begun to scratch the surface of these intricate systems, but I hope you feel, as I do, a renewed sense of awe for the inner workings of your own being. In our next gathering, we will explore the body's dedicated systems for sustenance and renewal, delving into the cardiovascular, respiratory and digestive systems, continuing our gentle journey through the marvel that is human anatomy. Until then, carry with you the quiet wonder of your own internal universe. As the world outside quiets, and our journey through the intricate museum of the human form continues, we find ourselves at another fascinating threshold. We have explored the silent whispers of the nervous system, the patient directives of the endocrine network, both orchestrating the inner world, shaping our thoughts and feelings, regulating our very essence. Now, gentle minds, let us turn our gaze outward, to the magnificent boundary that defines us, that protects us, and that connects us intimately to the world we inhabit. We speak, of course, of the integumentary system, our remarkable outer garment, a living tapestry woven with purpose and profound beauty. It is far more than mere covering. It is our first line of defense, our largest sensory organ, and a silent, tireless regulator of our internal climate. Imagine, if you will, standing at the edge of a vast, complex city. The city walls, the gates, the sentinels posted along the perimeter. This is, in essence, our integumentary system. Our skin, the most prominent component, is not a static shield but a dynamic, self-repairing marvel. We might think of it as a multi-layered scroll, constantly shedding and renewing its outermost script. At its surface lies the epidermis, a thin yet incredibly resilient layer. Here, cells called keratinocytes are born deep within, embarking on a slow upward migration, filling with tough keratin protein as they rise, eventually forming a flattened protective barrier. This outer stratum, the stratum corneum, is a testament to nature's ingenuity, a tightly packed mosaic of dead cells, like microscopic ceramic tiles, interlocking to form an almost impenetrable fortress against pathogens, harmful chemicals, and the relentless pull of dehydration. And yet, this seemingly inert layer is constantly in flux, renewing itself completely every few weeks, a quiet testament to life's persistent regeneration. Beneath this protective veneer lies the dermis, a vibrant, living landscape brimming with activity. Here we find a rich network of collagen and elastic fibers, providing skin with its strength and flexibility, a delicate piece of origami that can stretch and return, allowing for movement and expression. Within this sussling layer are the vigilant sentinels of our immune system, the intricate labyrinth of blood vessels that nourish the skin and regulate temperature, and an astonishing array of nerve endings. These nerve endings are our intimate connection to the external world, translating the lightest touch, the gentle warmth of the sun, the bite of a cold wind, or the prick of a thorn into the language our brain understands. They are the antennae of our being, constantly gathering information, allowing us to feel, to perceive, to interact. And deeper still, the epidermis, a layer of subcutaneous tissue, primarily composed of adipose fat cells. This is our body's natural insulation, a soft cushion against impacts, and an energy reserve, quietly sustaining us in times of need. It anchors the skin to underlying structures while allowing for a degree of movement, a flexible foundation for the bustling layers above. Beyond the skin itself, the integumentary system includes its fascinating appendages. Our hair, for instance, seems simple, yet each strand is a silent sentinel, offering subtle protection from UV radiation and filtering airborne particles. The thousands of tiny muscles attached to hair follicles, causing goosebumps, are a vestige of our evolutionary past, an attempt to trap insulating air. Our nails, too, are more than mere adornment. They are hardened plates of keratin, offering protection to our fingertips and toes, and providing leverage for fine manipulation. And then the glands, the sweat glands, our personal evaporative cooling system, releasing moisture to dissipate heat and maintain our core temperature, and the sebaceous glands, secreting sebum, a natural oil that lubricates our skin and hair, keeping it supple and providing an additional layer of protection against microbial invaders. Consider the profound elegance of this system. It is a shield, a sensor, a climate control system, and a canvas all at once. It synthesizes vitamin D when exposed to sunlight, a crucial precursor for bone health and immune function. It acts as a minor excretory organ, shedding small amounts of waste. The integumentary system is a testament to the body's holistic design, constantly adapting, protecting, and communicating. From this protective boundary, we now journey inward, deeper into the body's heart, to explore the magnificent network that sustains every cell, every tissue, every organ within this living fortress. We turn our attention to the cardiovascular system, the ceaseless river of life, the body's grand transport network, flowing with an unwavering rhythm. At the very core of this system lies the heart, a muscular marvel, a tireless pump that beats an average of 100,000 times a day, propelling life-giving fluid through miles of intricate vessels. Imagine a cosmic engine, perfectly calibrated, working without conscious command, a rhythmic drumbeat accompanying our every moment from before birth until our last breath. This incredible organ, roughly the size of your fist, is divided into 4 chambers. The 2 upper atria, receiving blood, and the 2 lower, more muscular ventricles, pumping it out. A set of exquisitely designed valves ensures the one-way flow of blood, opening and closing with precision, preventing any backflow, a symphony of gentle clicks, ensuring the current always moves forward. From this powerful pump, a vast network of blood vessels extends throughout the entire body, reaching into every nook and cranny. The arteries, some thick-walled and elastic, carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart, branching into smaller arterioles that regulate blood flow to specific tissues. These then lead into the breathtaking realm of the capillaries, the true wonders of this system. These microscopic vessels are so fine, so delicate, that red blood cells must pass through them in single file. It is here, in these ethereal, thin-walled conduits, that the miracle of exchange occurs. Oxygen and nutrients are gracefully diffused from the blood into the surrounding tissues, while carbon dioxide and metabolic wastes are collected from the cells and drawn back into the bloodstream. From the capillaries, the blood, now laden with waste and depleted of oxygen, begins its journey back to the heart through progressively larger venules, which converge into the pump veins. These vessels, equipped with one-way valves, work against gravity to return blood to the heart, a testament to the body's ingenious engineering, ensuring the cycle continues uninterrupted. And what flows within these vessels? The very essence of life: blood. This remarkable fluid is far more than just a red liquid. It is a complex suspension, a dynamic river carrying vital cargo. Its main component, plasma, is mostly water, but within it float a myriad of proteins, hormones, nutrients, and waste products. Suspended in this plasma are the cellular components, red blood cells. The humble yet heroic carriers of oxygen, each tiny cell packed with hemoglobin, giving blood its characteristic ruby hue. White blood cells, the vigilant guardians of our immune system, constantly patrolling for invaders, and our platelets, the tiny fragments responsible for clotting, swiftly patching any breach in the vessel walls, preventing precious loss. The cardiovascular system orchestrates two distinct but interconnected loops: the pulmonary circulation, which carries deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lungs to pick up oxygen and release carbon dioxide, then returns oxygenated blood to the heart, and the systemic circulation, which then propels this oxygen-rich blood from the heart to every other part of the body, delivering its vital cargo and collecting waste before returning to the heart to begin the cycle anew. This ceaseless journey, this magnificent ebb and flow, is the very heartbeat of our existence, ensuring every cell receives what it needs to thrive and every waste product is efficiently removed. Yet even with the robust transport of the cardiovascular system, another intricate network works in quiet partnership, a silent guardian against imbalance and a crucial player in our defense. We now gently transition to the sheer lymphatic system, a subtle and often overlooked marvel, yet indispensable for fluid balance, fat absorption, and most critically for our immunity. Imagine a meticulous gardener constantly tending to the interstitial fluid, the delicate bath that surrounds every cell in our tissues. The cardiovascular system delivers nutrients and oxygen, and much of the fluid returns directly to the veins. But not all of it. A small yet significant amount of fluid, along with proteins and cellular debris, is left behind in the interstitial spaces. If left unchecked, this would lead to swelling and disruption of cellular function. Here is where the lymphatic system steps in, like an elegant, hidden drainage system. A vast network of tiny, blind-ended lymphatic capillaries permeates nearly every tissue, absorbing this excess interstitial fluid, now called lymph. So these capillaries merge into larger lymphatic vessels, which run parallel to our veins, collecting and transporting this lymph. Unlike the cardiovascular system, which has a powerful central pump, the lymphatic system relies on the gentle contractions of surrounding muscles, the pulsations of nearby arteries, and the presence of numerous one-way valves to propel the lymph slowly back towards the subclavian veins in the neck, where it is finally returned to the bloodstream. It is a quiet, persistent current, ensuring the delicate fluid balance of our internal environment. But the lymphatic system is far more than just a drainage network. It is the body's sophisticated internal surveillance and defense system. Scattered along the lymphatic vessels are hundreds of small bean-shaped structures called lymph nodes. These are strategic checkpoints, like bustling customs stations, packed with specialized immune cells, primarily lymphocytes, As lymph filters through these nodes, any pathogens, cellular debris, or cancerous cells are trapped and subjected to intense scrutiny by these vigilant guardians. Here, immune responses are initiated, antibodies are produced, and invaders are neutralized before they can spread throughout the body. Beyond the lymph nodes, other vital or lymphoid organs play critical roles. The spleen, a soft fist-sized organ nestled beneath the rib cage, acts as a sophisticated blood filter, removing old or damaged red blood cells and serving as a reservoir for certain immune cells. The thymus, a gland situated behind the sternum, is a vital training ground for T lymphocytes, where they mature and learn to distinguish between self and non-self, a crucial step in preventing autoimmune reactions. Even the tonsils and Peyer's patches in the intestine are part of this diffuse lymphatic network, strategically positioned to intercept pathogens entering the body through the mouth, nose, or digestive tract. The lymphatic system also plays a unique role in nutrient absorption. Specialized lymphatic capillaries called lacteals are found in the villi of the small intestine. These lacteals are responsible for absorbing dietary fats and fat-soluble vitamins, transporting them directly into the lymphatic circulation, bypassing the liver initially before they eventually enter the bloodstream. Together, the integumentary, cardiovascular, and lymphatic systems illustrate an extraordinary synergy. The skin protects the internal environment, the cardiovascular system delivers life and removes waste from it, and the lymphatic system meticulously manages the fluid surrounding it while standing guard against threats. They are interwoven threads in the grand tapestry of human existence, each performing its unique, indispensable role, yet always in conversation, always in collaboration. As we contemplate this intricate ballet of protection, transport, and defense, we are once again reminded of the profound wisdom embedded within our very being, a wisdom that continues to unfold before our gentle minds, an unending source of wonder. As the quiet hum of the dreamy academy settles around us, and the world outside softens into the contemplative hues of twilight, we continue our gentle exploration. We have journeyed through the scaffolding of bone, the symphony of muscle, the lightning-fast communications of nerve, and the slow, profound whispers of hormones. We have felt the protective embrace of the integument, witnessed the tireless dance of the cardiovascular system, and understood the vigilant defense of the lymphatic. Now, gentle minds, we turn our gaze inward to the very essence of sustenance and renewal, the systems that allow life to draw breath, to gather energy, to maintain purity, and to weave its thread into the tapestry of the future. Let us begin with the respiratory system, a system of profound simplicity and breathtaking complexity, a constant rhythmic dialogue between our inner world and the vast expanse of the cosmos. Imagine, if you will, the very first gasp of air, and every one that has followed, a silent pact between organism and environment. We draw in the very breath of the universe, a subtle alchemy of gases, and release what no longer serves us. This is not merely an exchange, it is a fundamental act of connection. From the delicate portals of your nostrils, air embarks on a journey, warmed and humidified, filtered by fine hairs, a testament to the body's foresight. It glides through the pharynx and larynx, past the vocal cords, those intricate instruments that give voice to thought and song, and into the sturdy yet flexible tube of the trachea. This windpipe, reinforced by rings of cartilage, ensures a clear pathway, like a well-maintained road leading to the heart of the matter. The trachea then branches gracefully into two primary bronchi, each leading into a lung, those magnificent spongy organs cradled within the rib cage. These bronchi continue to divide like the boughs of an ancient tree into smaller and smaller bronchioles until they culminate in millions of microscopic air sacs, the alveoli. Here in these delicate balloon-like structures lies the true wonder. Each alveolus is enveloped by a fine mesh of capillaries, so thin that oxygen drawn from the inhaled air can effortlessly diffuse across their membranes into the waiting bloodstream. Simultaneously, carbon dioxide, the metabolic byproduct carried by the blood, diffuses from the capillaries into the alveoli ready to be exhaled. Consider the sheer surface area involved. If unfolded, these tiny sacs would cover a tennis court, a vast internal landscape dedicated to this vital exchange. It is a quiet, continuous ballet, a molecular waltz that fuels every cell, every thought, every movement. Our diaphragm, a dome-shaped muscle beneath the lungs, orchestrates this rhythm, contracting to draw air in, relaxing to push it out. In every breath, we are reminded of our profound interdependence with the world, a constant ebb and flow that sustains the flame of life. It is a system that reminds us to breathe is to live, to connect, to exist in this very moment. From the ethereal exchange of gases, we transition to the tangible process of transformation, the poor digestive system. If the respiratory system is our connection to the atmosphere, the digestive system is our intimate communion with the earth, the way we draw sustenance and energy from the world around us. This is a journey that begins even before the first bite, with the anticipation, the aroma, the very thought of food. It is a remarkable winding path stretching from the mouth to the anus, a sophisticated chemical factory dedicated to breaking down complex molecules into usable forms. The journey commences in the mouth, where mechanical digestion begins with the grinding of teeth and chemical digestion with the enzymes in saliva, turning solid food into a soft bolus. This bolus is then gracefully propelled down the esophagus, a muscular tube that uses rhythmic contraction called peristalsis to guide it towards the stomach, regardless of gravity's pull. The stomach, a muscular J-shaped organ, serves as a churning cauldron, where powerful acids and enzymes further break down the food into a semi-liquid mixture called chyme. This is a crucial step, preparing the nutrients for their grand absorption. From the stomach, the chyme enters the small intestine, a marvel of coiled efficiency, stretching nearly 20 feet in an adult. Here the true magic of absorption unfolds, assisted by the secretions from the pancreas, enzymes for carbohydrates, fats and proteins, and the liver, bile from the gallbladder to emulsify fats. The small intestine, with its millions of finger-like projections called villi and microvilli, vastly increases its surface area. It is here that the digested nutrients, amino acids, glucose, fatty acids, are absorbed into the bloodstream and lymphatic system, ready to fuel every cell in your body. What remains, mostly water and indigestible material, then passes into the large intestine. This final segment is responsible for absorbing most of the remaining water, solidifying the waste and housing a vibrant ecosystem of beneficial bacteria that aid in nutrient synthesis and immune function. Finally, the waste is eliminated from the body, completing the cycle of ingestion, digestion, absorption, and excretion. It is a system that speaks to the profound wisdom of transformation, turning the external into the internal, fueling the very spark of your being. As we draw energy and substance into our bodies, there is an equally vital process of purification and balance, meticulously managed by the urinary system. Consider it the body's highly sophisticated filtration plant, constantly working to maintain the precise internal environment necessary for life. At the heart of this system are the kidneys, two bean-shaped organs nestled beneath the rib cage, silent guardians of your internal milieu. Each kidney is a labyrinth of millions of microscopic filtering units called nephrons. It is within these nephrons that the body's entire blood volume is filtered multiple times a day. Picture the blood arriving laden with metabolic wastes, urea, uric acid, creatinine, as well as essential salts, sugars, and water. The nephrons meticulously separate the valuable from the waste. They filter out virtually everything, then, with astonishing precision, reabsorb exactly what the body needs back into the bloodstream, leaving behind only the excess water and waste products to form urine. Beyond simple waste removal, the kidneys are master regulators of fluid balance, electrolyte levels, and even blood pressure, secreting hormones that influence red blood cell production. They are the quiet librarians of your internal chemistry, ensuring every parameter is kept within its optimal range. From the kidneys, the urine flows down two slender tubes, the ureters, through gentle peristaltic waves into the urinary bladder. This remarkable, expandable reservoir stores the urine until it is convenient for elimination. Finally, the urethra provides the pathway for urine to exit the body. This entire system operates with an elegance and efficiency that often goes unnoticed, a constant, vigilant effort to maintain homeostasis. It is a testament to the body's unwavering commitment to purity and balance, a quiet and profound work that ensures the optimal functioning of all other systems. And now, gentle minds, we approach a system that transcends the individual, a system that speaks to the very continuation of life itself, the reproductive system. While not essential for the survival of the individual, it is profoundly essential for the survival of the species, the ultimate act of biological legacy. This system embodies the deep inherent drive for life to perpetuate itself, to weave new threads into the grand tapestry of existence. It is a system of profound mystery and exquisite design, allowing for the miraculous creation of new life, carrying forward the genetic blueprint across generations. In the male, the primary organs are the testes, housed within the scrotum. Here, sperm, the male gametes, are continuously produced through a specialized process of cell division called meiosis, ensuring genetic diversity. The testes also produce testosterone, a hormone vital for male characteristics and reproductive function. From the testes, sperm mature and are stored in the epididymis before traveling through the vas deferens, where they mix with fluids from the seminal vesicles and prostate gland, forming semen. This semen is then delivered through the urethra during ejaculation, designed to carry the genetic material towards the female reproductive tract. In the female, the primary organs are the ovaries, which produce eggs, or ova, the female gametes. Unlike the continuous production of sperm, females are born with a finite number of immature eggs, which mature and are released cyclically during ovulation. The ovaries also produce hormones like estrogen and progesterone, crucial for female characteristics, the menstrual cycle, and supporting pregnancy. Once released, an egg travels down the fallopian tube, where fertilization by a sperm may occur. If fertilization takes place, the resulting zygote travels to the uterus, a remarkable pear-shaped muscular organ, where it implants and develops over approximately 9 months of gestation. The uterus provides a nurturing environment, expanding dramatically to accommodate the growing fetus. The cervix, the lower part of the uterus, connects to the vagina, which serves as the birth canal. This intricate dance of gamete production, fertilization, gestation, and birth is the most profound expression of life's enduring power. It is a system that reminds us of the incredible journey from a single cell to a complex human being, a miracle unfolding through precise biological mechanisms. The reproductive system is not just about biology. It is about connection, legacy, and the boundless potential of future generations. It is the bridge between what was and what will be, a testament to the eternal cycle of life. We have now traversed the fundamental systems that sustain, fuel, purify, and perpetuate the human form. Each in its own right is a marvel of engineering and a symphony of interconnected processes. But it is in their harmonious collaboration, their silent, ceaseless work together, that the true wonder of the human body is revealed. As we pause here, reflecting on these vital functions, let us carry forward this sense of awe, this understanding of the delicate balance that defines our existence. Our journey continues ever deeper into the magnificent architecture of life. As the world outside quiets and we settle deeper into the serene embrace of the dreamy academy, we find ourselves at a new threshold. We have journeyed through the intricate architecture of the human form, from the silent dance of atoms to the grand orchestration of organ systems. We've witnessed the genesis of life, the unfolding of development, and the distinct yet complementary roles each system plays. Now, gentle minds, it is time to transcend the individual parts and marvel at the ultimate masterpiece, the body's unwavering commitment to balance, its ceaseless pursuit of harmony. We speak now of homeostasis, a term that, while scientific, whispers of a profound philosophical truth. It is the body's quiet, persistent promise to maintain a stable internal environment regardless of the tumultuous tides of the external world. Imagine, if you will, a delicate ecosystem within us, where temperature, acidity, fluid levels, and nutrient concentrations are all meticulously regulated, held within narrow life-sustaining bounds. This is not a static state, dear friends, but a dynamic equilibrium, a constant, graceful dance between opposing forces where every slight deviation triggers a precisely calibrated response to restore peace. It is the living symphony's grand conductor, ensuring every instrument, every note, remains perfectly attuned. At the heart of this tireless vigilance are our familiar communication networks, the nervous system and the endocrine system. They are the twin maestros, each with its unique tempo and timbre, yet perfectly synchronized in their shared mission. The nervous system, with its lightning-fast electrical impulses, acts as the immediate responder, the swift messenger detecting even the slightest tremor in our internal calm. It is the sharp eye and the quick hand, sending urgent signals to adjust, to correct, to bring things back into line with breathtaking speed. The endocrine system, on the other hand, is the body's more contemplative communicator, releasing its chemical messengers, hormones, into the bloodstream. These hormones travel more slowly, their effects often broader, more sustained, like a gentle, pervasive melody influencing a choir. Together, they form an exquisite feedback loop, a continuous conversation between detection and correction, ensuring that the internal landscape of our being remains a sanctuary of stability. Let us consider for a moment one of the most fundamental needs for life, maintaining a stable body temperature. This is a glorious example of homeostatic regulation, a testament to the integrated brilliance of our systems. Imagine stepping from a warm room into a brisk autumn breeze. Your body, without conscious thought, immediately registers this shift. Specialized nerve endings, the vigilant sentinels of your nervous system, detect the chill on your skin. These signals race to the hypothalamus, a tiny yet immensely powerful region deep within your brain. This is our internal thermostat, our exquisite control center, constantly comparing the actual body temperature with the ideal set point. If the temperature begins to dip below this set point, the hypothalamus springs into action, orchestrating a complex array of responses. It sends urgent messages. To the integumentary system, it commands the tiny muscles at the base of your hair follicles to contract, causing goosebumps, a vestigial attempt to trap a layer of insulating air, reminiscent of our ancient ancestors' fur. More importantly, it signals the dermal blood vessels to constrict, drawing warm blood away from the surface of the skin, minimizing heat loss to the environment. Simultaneously, it might activate the muscular system, prompting those involuntary shivers, the rapid contractions that generate heat as a byproduct, like a tiny internal furnace being stoked. The endocrine system might also subtly contribute, with thyroid hormones influencing the overall metabolic rate, thereby affecting baseline heat production. And through it all, the cardiovascular system redirects blood flow, ensuring that vital core organs remain warm and functional, even as the periphery might feel the bite of the cold. Conversely, if we find ourselves under a scorching sun or engaged in vigorous activity, our internal temperature might begin to rise. Again, the nervous system detects this change, and the hypothalamus acts. It signals the dermal blood vessels to dilate, bringing more warm blood to the skin's surface, allowing heat to radiate away. The integumentary system is called upon again, as sweat glands are activated, releasing moisture onto the skin. As this sweat evaporates, it carries heat away from the body, a marvelously efficient cooling mechanism. It is a constant, graceful negotiation, a silent promise to keep the internal climate just right, a perfect balance between generating and dissipating heat. Another exquisite example of this internal harmony unfolds with the regulation of blood glucose levels. Imagine enjoying a meal rich in carbohydrates. As your digestive system breaks down these complex molecules into simple sugars, primarily glucose, they are absorbed into your bloodstream. Your blood glucose levels begin to rise, a signal that must be managed with precision. Here, the endocrine system takes center stage, specifically the pancreas, a remarkable organ nestled behind your stomach. Within the pancreas are specialized clusters of cells called the islets of Langerhans. As blood glucose rises, certain cells within these islets, known as beta cells, release a hormone called insulin. Insulin acts as a key, unlocking the doors of most of your body's cells, allowing glucose to enter and be used for energy. It signals muscle cells and fat cells, for instance, to take up glucose from the blood. It also instructs the liver, a veritable metabolic powerhouse, to absorb excess glucose and convert it into glycogen for storage, a reserve fuel for later. This action swiftly lowers blood glucose back to its optimal range. It is a beautiful, elegant feedback mechanism, preventing the blood from becoming overly sweet, which could have damaging consequences. But what happens when you haven't eaten for a while, perhaps after a long night's sleep, and your blood glucose levels begin to fall? The body, ever vigilant, senses this dip. Now, a different set of cells within the pancreatic islets, the alpha cells, release another crucial hormone, glucagon. Glucagon is insulin's gentle antagonist, its perfect counterpoint in this metabolic symphony. It primarily targets the liver, signaling it to break down its stored glycogen back into glucose and release it into the bloodstream. This replenishes the circulating glucose, ensuring that your brain, which relies almost exclusively on glucose for fuel, continues to function optimally, and that all your cells have the energy they need to perform their duties. Consider the profound elegance of this opposing yet complementary dance. Insulin lowers blood glucose, glucagon raises it. They are two sides of the same coin, two notes in a perfect chord, working in concert to maintain a precious balance. This constant unseen vigilance, this ceaseless adjustment, is happening within you right now, without your conscious awareness, a testament to the body's inherent wisdom and its exquisite design. These are just two glimpses into the myriad homeostatic processes that unfold within us every second of every day. From regulating blood pressure through the combined efforts of the cardiovascular, nervous, and endocrine systems to maintaining blood pH with the intricate collaboration of the respiratory and urinary systems, the body is a living testament to interconnectedness. Every breath, every heartbeat, every cellular interaction is part of this grand self-regulating mechanism, a testament to the profound intelligence woven into the very fabric of our being. As we conclude this chapter, I invite you to reflect on this extraordinary internal landscape. It is not merely a collection of parts, but a dynamic, integrated whole, constantly striving for balance, for health, for life itself. The wonder of human anatomy, dear listeners, is not just in identifying the structures, but in comprehending the living, breathing, adapting symphony they perform together. It is a continuous miracle, a quiet, persistent affirmation of existence, playing out within each of us, a truly awe-inspiring testament to the beauty of being alive.